Thank you. Thank you very much for your patience. A little bit up. Okay, everyone is here. I would just be very grateful to you that you all turned up. And I want to inform you that we today draw once again attention to the members of the Security Council to the absolutely unsatisfactory situation around the investigation of the Nord Stream 1 and 2 sabotage, which happened back in September 2022. Almost exactly 1 year ago, in March 2023, the Security Council was not able to take action on Russian draft resolution asking Secretary General to make a proposal on international investigation of Nord Stream sabotage. Later, PRST on the same subject proposed by the Russian Federation was met with the same attitude by some of the members of the Security Council. They were saying, I quote, "Let's give some time to national investigations of Denmark, Sweden, and Germany." Our attempt to push for Council's actions after that terrorist attack was declined since then by the United States and its allies. The investigation, the mentioned national investigation of Denmark, Sweden, and Germany were proceeding without any results. There was absolutely no transparency for Russia, and they rejected absolutely any attempts of establish bilateral cooperation with Russia, though Russia is undoubtedly the affected state in this situation. As you may know, quite recently Sweden and Denmark have thrown in the towel. And I just want you to remind that the sabotage happened in the Danish territorial waters. Leaving this crime unpunished breaches their obligations to the International Convention for the Suppression of Terrorist Bombings of 1997. The result of the investigation, if you compare them to criminal cases, would sound like if a person was murdered and after 1 year of investigation, the investigation would conclude saying that we found out that the person was murdered. This is, of course, a very unsatisfactory result. I would say that this is a mockery of international efforts. And we asked our colleagues today how long more will they lead us all a merry dance, preventing accountability for this act, which everyone condemned, at least formally. So there was no answer, and it is quite clear now that the only aim of the investigations by Denmark, Sweden, and undoubtedly Germany as well, is to win time and complicate international efforts to ensure accountability for the Nord Stream sabotage acts. So if we don't ensure accountability, we are on a very slippery slope, admitting that destruction of infrastructure objects in international waters can proceed unpunished. We also act on the premise that members of the Security Council will work in good faith and are interested in bringing those who blew up Nord Stream to justice. Therefore, we reserve the right to renew the efforts to bring about international investigation of Nord Stream sabotage and to come forward with relevant proposals. I thank you.
Hi, my name is Sahara Kbarzai. I'm with CNN. I just wanted to ask you a quick question about some remarks that you made earlier. You had said that the US and the UK are trying to put out this fire with gasoline in regards to talking about recent events in the Red Sea. I just wanted to know if Russia is in contact with any Houthi officials to help de-escalate the situation there, and if so, if you can give us any information if there are any positive developments in order to help de-escalate.
I said in my statement, if you listened attentively also, that we are in contact with all the parties, and we try to do our best to prevent escalation, and we do not try to put up the fire with gasoline. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. 2 questions. First, is there any effort underway or possible to repair the pipeline? And second, having listened to your speech in the Security Council on Yemen, there are reports in the Russian press that the Houthis now have hypersonic missiles. Is that correct? Do you have any first-hand information about that?
Starting with your second question, as far as I know, it's not from Russian press. It appeared in Arabic press today, and I don't have any further information to this. As for the reparation of Nord Stream, I would remind you that one of the lines is still intact, so theoretically it can be used for gas deliveries to Europe, provided the countries wanted it. But I have no information about reparation so far. Again, we need to understand who did it and how, and I assume that this would compromise the efforts for investigation if the reparation started right now. But I might be mistaken, I'm not a specialist. Okay.
Hello, thank you, Mr. Ambassador. Gabriel Elizondo from Al Jazeera English. Two questions, sir. One is you spoke about accountability for the sabotage of Nord Stream. What ideally would Russia like to see in terms of accountability regarding this, ideally? And second question is on the Red Sea, you mentioned in your statements to the Council earlier, but I just wanted to follow up on more of the U.S. and U.K., the West, response to the Houthi actions clearly have not stopped the Houthis. Would this indicate that the U.S. and U.K. have failed in their mission in that regard?
Well, we from the outset warned that such an action and such a decision is a breach of international law, and we of course do not support such actions. We do not support the gunboat diplomacy, as I said. This is the choice of the United States and United Kingdom, and we are absolutely sure that this will bring about no pacification of situation, and this will only make things absolutely worse. We will see, but I think that the worst predictions so far are coming true about what's happening in the Red Sea. As for the, well, accountability means accountability. First of all, we need to understand who did this. These persons should be identified and prosecuted. That's persecuted as well. I think that's very easy. The least I can say that the result of the investigation that the pipeline was blown up will not satisfy us. This is too obvious. This is childish. Thank you.
Hi, Denis Akashev, TASS News Agency. During closed meeting on Nord Stream pipelines, did you raise the issue about complicity of U.S. special forces to the terror act?
Actually, we do not comment on closed meetings. This is our tradition. But if you ask, did we accuse our American colleagues, I don't think we need to accuse them. I mentioned during my speech today in the closed consultations that the only persons who are actually accusing United States or did accuse United States of sabotage of Nord Stream are Mr. Biden, Madam Nuland, and Mr. Sikorsky. They are not Russian citizens, so I don't know. It's up to them to make such statements. Okay, thank you very much. One more? Okay.
Hi, thank you, Ambassador. I'm Ayano from GG Press, Japanese news agency. Today, earlier today, U.S. Ambassador at this Stakeout announced that they introduced a draft resolution on AI. So do you have any comment on U.S. resolution on AI, or do you support it?
No, I need to check AI to answer your question. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you very much.